large one, right? He's all like wide boy suddenly, big and bolshy, coming up to him. And he's like, he's calling him names. He's like, little pig, let me in. So the fella indoors, he's like saying, no way, man, not by the hair of like my chin. So he's all bolshy like, looking at him, saying, yeah, well, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll just blow your house in. You know what I mean? The audacity of the fella. Can't stand him. Don't have nothing to do with him no more. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And we are here for the VW Golf Cup Season 2, Round 5. And let me have a quick look where we are. Hang on, I'm not sure. It says Round 5 is at... Where is it? God, I'm all over the place, you know. Round 5 is at the Red Bull Ring Short. Oh, Red Bull Ring Short. So there you go. God, they like to advertise, don't they? They like to let you know what you're drinking, where you're racing, and what you're racing in. By Jove. So, the Golf Cup. The VW Golf Cup. What is the VW Golf Cup? Well, the VW Golf Cup is a one-make series using the VW Golf Mark 1 GT1 with some tuning available, using a full tune racing for 8 rounds. Each round will consist of a 7-minute qualifying followed by 3 15-minute sprint races on racing medium tyres. Races 2 and 3 will be reverse grid order to the previous race results. And Skyjacker, the early bird, is up and about and in the chat. And he says, good morning, sir. Well, good morning to you. And hope you have a wonderful day. Now, I know I said to you guys I wasn't going to read out the parts and the tunings because that was in Stream 1. And if you want to know all of their bits and their bobs that they're using, go back to Stream 1 where I read out the whole list. But there has been a deluge of people wanting a reminder. So, again, just a quick touch. That's what Jimmy Savile said. Just a quick touch on the parts and the tunings that they're using for these cars. Okay, you ready? 225 grams of self-raising flour, 110 grams of butter, 110 grams of sugar, 225 grams mixed fruit, include cherries if wished, 1 egg, 5 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of mixed spice, but that's optional. Rub the butter into the flour until it looks like fine breadcrumbs. Add sugar and dried fruit and mixed spice if using. Add egg and milk to make a soft dropping consistency. Put into lined 2-pound loaf tin or 6-inch round cake tin, sprinkle Demerara sugar over the top and pat down with the back of a spoon. This gives a nice crunchy top. And bake for approximately 1 to 1.25 hours in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 160 degrees Celsius if you have a fan, if you're one of them Bosch types, or gas mark 4 until a skewer comes out clean. So that's the parts they're using. Let's have a look at the grid. I haven't written it down. I should recognise the cars by now. Let's see, shall we? 7 minutes of qualifying here at the Red Bull Ring in their tuned up VW GTI Mark 1 Golfs. And on pole, we have Homesick Alien. You're never going to get that time back in your life, you know. That time when I read out the parts. That's never coming back to you. I stole that from you. So Homesick Alien takes pole position here for round 5. Oh, I haven't even read you the table. Look at me. I was so pleased with myself, duping you into the parts and tunings, that I missed the table. Let's get that out of the way. That is all admin stuff. That's got to be done before we get on to the fun stuff. It's always got to get the dull stuff out of the way before the exciting things. Right then, glasses have got to go back on now. Jesus, wet. Day 2 of Streamathon, by the way. Doing okay. Skyjacker is at the top of the table on 173 points. Homesick Alien is second on 171 points. And Jokers is third on 165 points. Jokus really is revving it up, isn't he? God, he's exciting. Ensign Hewitt is fourth on 160 points, only 5 points adrift of Jokus. Anything can happen from this point onwards in the season. Fifth place for the Baz on 137 points. Silver Star is sixth on 135 points. Guesty is seventh on 80 points. Scary Rambo / Harvey is eighth on 63 points. Miyumi is ninth on 38 points. Miyumi, now that's a name you don't hear that often anymore. Miyumi is ninth on 38 points, and 10th for Electric on 38 points also. That's the table. On pole is Homesick Alien. He's fighting this championship with Skyjacker. There's 3 points apart. It's exciting. So, Homesick pole, Skyjacker in second. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, very exciting. Then in third we have Guesty. He's having an on and off season. Sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. I think he's been doing a lot of hollybobbing and working to pay for the hollybobbing. But Guesty back behind the steering wheel where he belongs, third on the grid. Fourth for Big Dan in the Rich Energy Crisis car. And he's doing a superb job this season. Silver Star, speak of the devil. Look at him. Looking in fine form there. He is fifth on the grid, looking for points today. Then we have the Harvey Warbanger. He's got a sponsor. And I agree. I commend him on his tipple. Very nice. So, Scary Rambo or Harvey Warbanger is there in the action. Sitting in, I forgot my numbers now. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth, and seventh for Jokus on fire. Last round, sitting at the back for the Red Bull Ring. Let's see how this one washes out, because we know there's rain at Red Bull Ring. Now, will there be rain in this round? We will see. I'm not quite sure. I haven't even looked to see if it's forced rain or if it's on random. I like it to be a surprise, so let us all be surprised together. So here we go, the lights are on. Now they're not, and it's go here for race 1, round 5 of the VW Golf Cup, and Homesick Alien tears away from his standing start in the lead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker having a nifty look, possibly, but there's nothing going there. Homesick does not leave much on the table, but it looks like Skyjacker getting a little toe there. Big Dan's moved up to third. Guesty's slipping. Well, he slipped down to fifth, but he's back. No, he's having a real dice. He's off. So Guesty was having a real dice with Silver Star there for a short while, and Silver Star all up and in Dan's business now. Skyjacker all over the place, all over the back, sorry, of Homesick, and now going for a move. They're side by side coming down the small straight. And Homesick Alien has it covered as Skyjacker chases him down. Big Dan still in third, but Silver Star is looking very menacing. And Skyjacker going for the outer side there. I'm sure he's not going to take that because he was a little bit off the track. Looks like a little lift down the straight. Gives Homesick Alien the place back. Big Dan in third, Silver Star in fourth. He's not all over the back of Big Dan as he was. Jokus has elevated himself from the back and up into fifth, and now he's on the attack with Silver Star up the inside, but the front end of that Golf looked very snaky. Guesty then is closing in. We know he's got the pace. He was third on the grid, and he's seen an opening with Jokus, and Jokus is off the track, and Jokus coming on. I don't think he noticed Guesty was there, and Guesty has gone to see the scenery as the halves is up and into sixth place. Poor old Guesty. I don't think Jokus knew he was there. You've got to use your radar, Jokus. And returning to track. Woo! Who was that wide off? Oh, Jokus. That was miles away, and that one. Hey up. He's been taken. You can't go wide there, it seems, and even the computer says no. And Guesty comes up towards Jokus, and Harvey now up and into fifth with that. Homesick Alien still leads with Skyjacker, but Big Dan is catching him. Big Dan is definitely closer. Skyjacker with a 58.0 last time around, and Ensign Ewart with 57.0. Ensign Ewart really finding some grip. Look at him. Look at him. He's getting purples now. It's lap 3 of this 15-minute race, and Silver Star in 4th. Looking good now. His wheels all sorted. Signore Binko fixed it for him. He took it to the Binko workshop, and Binko worked his magic like Fantasia, like Mickey Mouse in Fantasia. He waved his rod, and then all his tools started dancing, and they fixed the Fanatec wheel. I've never had to fix my Logitech. Well, you know, my old Logitech, I had to hoover out the pedals, but I've never had to actually do something to make it work. Homesick Alien has pulled hugely out on Skyjacker, and Skyjacker at the moment floundering in 2nd place with Big Dan looking to take the place away from him. And Skyjacker needs those points. He needs to finish behind the Alien at the very least. There's only 3 points apart, and the Homesick Alien already got the point for pole. If there is a point for pole, I'm guessing there is. So Skyjacker on the back foot, on the championship back foot as well. And Silver Star 4th, Harvey up into 5th, Guesty now past Jokas. And Guesty with a lot of ground to make up in a very short amount of time. He needs accidents and problems ahead for him to gain places. Harvey, he's having a bit of a lonely race. He's lost a track of Silver Star, who's chasing the top 3. Silver Star fancying a podium today, possibly. And Harvey, it is a little lonely down there in 5th, but he's just gone faster than he's gone before, whilst he chases Silver Star. Silver Star 57.6 wide, and Harvey staying within track limits. Maybe that's the difference of the lap time. Sorry, Silver Star, but I mean, come on. This is why I don't use Red Bull. You'll not see Red Bull turn up in it if I run a championship, which is not that often. You won't see Red Bull. It's just the track limits are ridiculous. Even real life, they can't keep on top of the track limits. So asking GT7 to do it is ridiculous. They can't even work out the balance of power. So Big Dan wide. I'm going to just be... Oh, Red Bull, it infuriates me. It infuriates me, it really does. And it's not their fault. You can't really see where the track is. Look, Homesick was wide. Unless they're not counting that white line. Maybe they're counting the curb as the edge of the track. I count that white line. Harvey in 5th place, respecting the track limits. And Guesty then, maybe the curb, maybe it's the inner curb, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was the white line on the side of the curb they weren't allowed to go over. I thought that was the track limit, but looking at all of them, they're all going over. I think it's the curb. The curb is the track limit, obviously. The edge of the curb, yeah, look at them. They're going on the curb. So Skyjacker then, he's dropped down. Well, he hasn't dropped down, but he's got a bit of breathing space from the Big Dan. So Skyjacker trying to chase down Homesick, but Homesick in a league of his own at the moment. 56s all the way across the board, and Skyjacker can only sort out some 57s. Big Dan on the chase. Oh, Skyjacker for clarification says the curbs are the track limits we use. There you go. What's the point of the white line then? But yes, there you go. It's the track limits. I was wrong. And, Silver Star chasing down Big Dan. A 57.2 from Silver Star there, but a 57.7 from Big Dan. Nearly half a second faster from Silver Star, and he's sniffing a podium, I reckon. Sniffing a podium up ahead. Harvey, 58.2, doing enough though to stay ahead of Guesty. Is it though? 57.2. Guesty is on a tear at the moment. Come back from his Holly Bobs or whatever, his mule running for RB. And Jokers, he was over though. That was over, wasn't it? We're not saying the red bit is the edge of the track. Jokers, what are you up to, man? Jokers defines his own racing line. Oh, Joker's never change, man. Never change. I guess he's at the back. What penalty's going to put him further back? So Homesick Alien leads 56-4. That's a good lap time from Homesick Alien Skyjacker. 56.9, and he's got Big Dan chasing him down. And Skyjacker crosses the crosses the line with the 56.9. Big Dan 57.1, 57.4 for Silverstar. It's very tight out there, and Silverstar could really do with Skyjacker and Big Dan getting into a bit of a tussle and slowing each other down so he can get involved. Harvey 58.6 last time around, and it does look like the Guestmeister is catching him. And he is rather rapid in these little Golfs. Jokus. Meow. Someone needs to draw a map of the track for Jokus. He's having a bad race. I should cut him some slack, shouldn't I? I shouldn't be mean.
Tires took ages to clean up after running wide on opening lap. By the time they did, H/S was gone.
There we go. So Skyjacker giving us an insight into the race, saying my tyres took ages to clean up after running wide on opening lap. By the time they did, Homesick was gone. Yes, he has a tendency to do that. Although the last round of the 4Cs, I don't know if you've seen them. Huge one from Homesick. Don't often see it. It was great. I don't, revel in other people's misfortune usually, but it just looks spectacular. Obviously, when Homesick Alien does it in the biggest possible way, in a spectacular fashion. But at the moment, Homesick Alien keeping that Golf very steady out there. We're 9 minutes in. Skyjacker is slowly now, and he's in the 56ers. Yes, this is it. This is what he said. He said he ran wide, took a while to get his tyres to clean up, but he did have the pace of the Alien. That's a shame. We was robbed a race there from Skyjacker going slightly wide. Big Dan 57.8, 57.6 Silver Star. It's like you don't want it. It's like you don't want it. Come on. What would Binko say? Harvey has been caught by the Guestmeister, and Guest is going for a move up the inside. No, he's tucked in behind him. He's saving it. He's giving me something to do. He thought, oh, poor thingy, he'll be sat there, not much to do. Let me give him something to talk about. And Harvey defending like a lion. He is the wallbanger, and Guesty cannot find a way past that Golf ahead of him. Sat alongside the Guestmeister as he tries to exploit a point of overtaking from Harvey or Scary Rambo. It's going to be down the inside here, is it not? No, he backs out of that one. He lives for another day. He's going to want the first corner, I think. Oh, he backed off a little bit too much there, I think. Although absolutely on it out the corner. Set Harvey right up there. Now he's trying to pick a side. Do I want this side? Do I want the other side? He's sticking under the rear window of the Golf ahead as he goes through. And he's getting a good drive now. He's getting a good drive on the Half-Meister. And it's Guesty on Harvey. And Guesty getting a brilliant drive out of that corner. It's side by side, but Guesty's got the inside line, and Guesty takes 5th position in this race as Harvey tries to fight back against well, he is an alien. I would rank him in the alien ranks of the VRC. So Guesty giving Harvey the Red Bull driving experience, and Harvey slinging it now. He's absolutely chasing it. He's come to life. Joker's not that far behind. Joker's been doing some very competitive lap times. Looks like he's staying within the lines of the track now. He's seen cars, and Harvey all up and in Guesty's business. They can't just run away. I like some series, and there I think Harvey got a little slide mid-corner there, and Guesty managing to pull himself out. A little bit of wriggle room against Harvey. Silverstar on his bid to catch up Big Dan. 57.4 from Big Dan last time around. And Silverstar, like Wile E. Coyote, is just not getting his Roadrunner, is he? Just not getting his Roadrunner at the moment. He needs Big Dan to do some major drifting, and I'm surprised Big Dan hasn't been tempted. Some of these corners just ask for it, as Skyjacker consolidates his second place here with, and we're just coming up to 13 minutes, 2 more minutes left of racing, and Homesick Alien probably left wondering if there was some sort of lobby issues and everyone logged out and left him to race the race alone. Jokers then, oh, we got more racing. Harvey coming back at Guesty. Guesty, though, sensible, calm, just lets Harvey late break into turn 1 and just retakes the position and says, come on, Harvey, we can do that all day. Harvey then going for some out of the ordinary racing lines there, trying to find a heartbeat on Guesty, but he just can't. He's lost a little ground from it. He's got to be careful. He's got Jokers. I'll tell you what, it's helped him being behind Guesty, though. Look at it, 57.9, which is, I think, pretty much... No, he's done a 58.1. But, yeah, it's elevated his lap time. This one, it was a 59. But he was a little bit all over the place, but he's giving Jokers an opportunity, and Jokers needs the points. He's third in the championship, for heaven's sake. He'll be starting pole next lap, though. Think of that. Homesick Alien in next lap, next race. Homesick Alien then leads the way, 14 minutes on the clock. This surely will be his final lap. Not this one, the one after he crosses the line. This one is sure to be his final lap out there in the lead. I think he led from pole. I think Skyjacker did. Oh no! Big Dan! Big Dan's ahead of Skyjacker. We're going to have to do a flippity-floppity to see what the bejeebers happened there. I can hear wheel screeching. Oh! Ah, you can't park there, mate. You can't park it there. Big Dan then catches up with a Skyjacker that goes to worship the Barry R. And Big Dan, nice and easy with Skyjacker with a few bruises in his ego and in the car. And Big Dan there gets through easily for a second place. This is a disaster. Disaster, I say, for Skyjacker. Losing even more points to Homesick Alien, who I believe has got the fastest lap. And he's just crossed the line. We saw all that, didn't we? So, yeah, Big Dan up into second, but can he keep hold of it? We know Skyjacker has some amazing pace, and he's got one more lap to try and show his worth. And Silverstar just didn't quite stay with him. He did a 59 last time around, losing time. He could have been in the action, thick in the action. And Skyjacker then pulls out into some open space, but Big Dan closes that door like he's a Jovo. And Skyjacker has to try another approach, and he's trying the Big Dan approach sideways. He's enticing Big Dan to drift, enticing him. Big Dan will see him drifting in his rear view mirror, and Big Dan won't be able to resist the temptation coming into the final corner. Homesick Alien's just about to cross the line. Oh my word, it's looking safe here between these two. Homesick Alien takes the win. Great stuff here. We'll go back. It's not fair. He's raced a good race. We didn't see much of him. We need to see him cross the line. It's only fair. There you go. Homesick Alien takes the win. Big Dan clinging on against Skyjacker, and Skyjacker all over the curbs trying to get his man, but it's Big Dan that brings it home in second place. Is it? They're side by side, and Skyjacker gets third. Take a boo, my son. Silverstar brings it home for fourth, best of the rest, and Guesty did not shake off Harvey all the way through that race. It's a cracker. It's a cracker. And Guesty brings it home in fifth, and Harvey manages to keep hold of that sixth, with Jokers bearing down on him rather rapidly. Wowzers. So yeah, let's go through it. Homesick Alien and no, that's all we're going to get. Homesick Alien then taking a fine win ahead of Big Dan. Oh, lovely. Look at them two alongside each other. Buddies. Friends. car friends. So Big Dan in second. Skyjacker rounds out the podium. I imagine he'd be a little disappointed with that result. It looked like second was definitely in the bag, and he had the pace for the win. Silverstar brings it home in fourth place. Probably couldn't ask for any more. He was catching Big Dan at one point, but then Big Dan woke up, and that was all she wrote. Guesty having big issues in the first lap or two, and had a gallant drive back, and got himself fifth place, but was dogged all the way by Harvey for a great drive there by car 11. And Jokus, sometimes forgetting where the track is bringing it home in seventh. Race 2 coming up. Oh, you lucky people. That's going to be exciting, isn't it? So let me line it up for you. Look at the work that I do, eh? I should just be talking about things, not doing all of this. Is it in my item? No, it'll be in collection. Round 2. Ooh, it looks great. Why have I just uncollectioned that? It looks grey there, people. Could you imagine? Because it's like in the rules, it just says racing mediums, that no one ever bought any inters or wets for their Golfs. Don't look at the cheat sheet. You know by now. If no one bought inters or anything like that. Oh, what am I doing? I'm losing the plot, man. I'm trying to go for display, and I shouldn't have to, and that's why my brain's saying, no, you shouldn't have to do this. So let's have a look. They've all got medium tyres on, so no wets. I've got a feeling it's not going to go wet. I think we're going to be good. I think it's just going to be overcast and dull. Jokers is on pole, Harvey in second, Guesty third, Silverstar in fourth, Skyjacker fifth, Big Dan sixth, and Homesick Alien starting in seventh place. The lights are already on. Let them go, we say. And it's go now for race 2, round 5 of the Golf Cup, and Jokus secures that lead into the first corner. Harvey seems like he's got his hands full with Guesty once again, and yes, Jokus leads, Harvey in second, Guesty all up and in his business, Skyjacker as well on the move early doors. Homesick Alien, what a leap from the back. He's jumped Silverstar and Big Dan, and Big Dan famous for his poor starts. He really should work on it. And Harvey there fourth, and he's dropped back behind Guesty and Skyjacker. So Jokus then leads the way from Guesty, who's ahead of Skyjacker. On board with Skyjacker, we see Guesty going wide, and Skyjacker, that car is just planted. His Golf is planted to the ground. What a setup, what a tune he must have. And Guesty, he could do with a bit of a heads up on how that car stuck. Harvey then in fourth ahead of the Alien, and Homesick Alien are being fought by Silverstar. Silverstar wanting that position back. He's going for it under brakes. It's side by side through the first corner. They're both slightly wide. Homesick wants to get back on the track. Silverstar's in the way. He has conceded, and Homesick stays in fifth place, and Harvey gets a little breathing room as Silverstar now starting to defend thin air, as Big Dan isn't quite upon him yet, and it looks like Harvey's made a small mistake because they're all closing in, and Silverstar's got past Homesick Alien somehow. What happened to the Alien? So Homesick Alien goes in, touches a bit of the grass there, and wowzers, Silverstar just leapt upon him, and just pulled the move right out of his butt ski. And I don't know if Homesick Alien was expecting that. Big Dan next to try and give a Homesick Alien a good rubbing. And Silverstar all up and in Harvey's interests. And Harvey holding on to fourth with Harvey a little wide there. And Silverstar and Homesick both through side by side. Crazy racing in the Golfs. And that's Big Dan just on the sly. On the insides, jumped Homesick and Harvey. Wowzers. Silverstar then back in his fourth. Is he though? Because Big Dan's having a look. But he's lost position to Harvey. Harvey's back through. My word, these guys are battling for it. How is it going up ahead? Jokus still leads from Skyjacker, but Skyjacker has closed the gap, and Skyjacker looks ready to leap all over the Joke and Guesty's right there in the thick of the action too. Harvey in 5th, Silverstar 4th, Big Dan 6th, and Homesick Alien slipping back, and there is Skyjacker. I thought he was going for it, but there was no room, and Jokus maintains the lead for now. Goes a little wide coming out the corner. Skyjacker just staying on his tail. Skyjacker so far with the fastest lap, but Guesty is rapidly catching them because they are in a tussle. Wow, where's Jokus going? And Skyjacker, it's hard to race against that. Guesty in 3rd with Silverstar, 4th ahead of the halves, and Homesick Alien has got back ahead of Big Dan. Let's sit with Big Dan for a little while. He hasn't slid that car around a single corner yet, and I don't know how he's doing it, how he's using the willpower. He's got a good pull up and onto the back of the Alien there from that corner. Homesick Alien must have had to, he was in a bit of racing, I guess. Homesick going up the inside of the halves. Halves staying out wide, doesn't want to make a clash of it. Halves goes up the, Halves missing the apex of the corner, knocking into the Alien. I don't think he had much control of his car, and then getting reset, getting joked. So Harvey resetting after, I think he just had no control there. Skyjacker did take the lead from Jokus. Should we go back? Oh no, because Guesty's going to show us how he did it. So Guesty, no, Jokus is back on the inside now, but he's gone a little wide, and Guesty, oh, what's that? And Guesty, no, he gets through. It's because I was on Jokus, and then Jokus flips down to 3rd. So when I flick down to 3rd to go to Guesty, he's already in 2nd. It puts me on Silverstar. It's so disorientating. I wish that's why the keyboard's good, because you can just do numbers. Because it wouldn't have mattered. I would have clicked 3rd, and it probably just would have stayed on Jokus rather than going all the way down to Silverstar. But Guesty then has got past Jokus. And can Silverstar catch him? A 57.6. Joker's doing a 58.8, but he can do 57s. Now, Guesty, is it in his toolbox to catch up Skyjacker? It's not that far away. We're only 5 minutes into the race. We have 10 minutes to go, and we haven't seen Guesty's mettle yet. And Joker's looking good for 3rd. If he can stay ahead of a very fast Silverstar today. Homesick Alien has dispensed with Big Dan. Harvey we saw getting reset. And another lonely race for Harvey. Man, I feel bad. He's joined the group because he wants to do some online racing. And this round, it's just all been a little lonely for him. Skyjacker then, dominant as he was in round 1. Back there at the top of the pointy end, and earning big points against Homesick, who is down in 5th. So the points still, Skyjacker lost in the first race. He is more than gaining from Homesick, struggling to get past or get through. He's nowhere near Silverstar. 57.4 for Silverstar last time around. Homesick doing a 57.0, 4/10 faster. Big Dan doing a 57.4, staying with him. There is action to come here, I tell thee. Jokus looking comfortable in 3rd. It looks like Silverstar is more worried about the cars behind him than the car in front of him. And so he should be, because Homesick is definitely closing in on Silverstar. Jokus then can take it, not easy, but he doesn't have to push as hard. Guesty has to push hard if he wants to catch up. Skyjacker, who's 56.7, is not as fast as his fastest lap, which was 56.4 last lap around, and that was the fastest lap. 57.2s from Guesty. He just hasn't got the pace today. And Silverstar 4th, but Homesick Alien is upon him. Homesick Alien looking poised. He wants that 4th place, but we saw Silverstar fight off the Alien before. Can he do it again? And Homesick Alien looking up the inside, early doors. He doesn't want to mess around. Silver Star, though, has got the next inside line. Oh, Homesick Alien nearly doing it around the outside. And correct that, he has done it around the outside. And that's Homesick Alien up and into 4th place. Silver Star then tucks into the toe. And can he get back up the inside of the Alien coming into this very fast corner? And the answer is no. Homesick Alien has it under control. And Silver Star then slipping back to 5th. Big Dan looking very menacing in Silver Star's rears. And Harvey's caught. No, I thought that was Harvey. Sorry, wrong car. Jokus then, now his ears will prick up, but is it all a little too late? We've got 7 minutes left of this race. Guesty a 56.8, but he just a Skyjacker a 57.0, but Skyjacker's already got a lovely gap there to manage in the next 7 minutes. And Guesty, I don't think he can make much inroads to that lead. Jokus then, he's keeping it steady. He's in the 58s, but Homesick Alien, we know how fast he can go. And he can see the Polish driver already. Silver Star, meanwhile, staying ahead of Big Dan, but Big Dan does look to be drawing ever closer. 58.1 from Big Dan, 58.1 also from Silver Star, matching each other's pace that lap around. Harvey, 58.3. Last lap, look, he had the pace with these boys as well. 57.9, poor Harvmeister being back there with all that pace. Skyjacker then leads from Guesty. Guesty at 57.2 last time around. Skyjacker 56.8. He's just unbeatable today. And Guesty may have to settle for that 2nd place. Jokus, though, that 3rd place is no guarantee as Homesick Alien closing up. And Homesick Alien would love that podium. Not to lose too many points to Skyjacker. Jokus at the moment driving like an absolute devil. 57.7 from Jokus. Homesick Alien at 56.5. Unbelievable stuff, and it's not even the fastest lap of the race, which is a 56.4 held by Skyjacker. And Homesick Alien then is really closing in on Jokus. Jokus having to ask himself some real questions here on how the hell am I going to keep the Alien behind when the Alien's got a bit in his teeth. He's got the bit in his teeth, not a bit. Excuse me. And Homesick then pulling the trigger on this overtake, and it doesn't quite pay off, backs out of it. Let's Jokus go through. He's going to turn it around and try for turn 1. We can see Guesty down the road. Has Homesick Alien got enough pace? We've got 4 minutes left of this race. There is a Silver Star easily ahead of Big Dan, and the Harvey trying to catch up. Skyjacker is easily ahead of Guesty. Guesty not managing to close the gap, and here we have Jokus and Homesick through. Homesick has made the move, and now he is on the podium. And all square between him and Skyjacker, I believe. No change in the championship table with that order. Ah, warm beverage. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. So, Jokus then chasing after Homesick Alien, who has just got himself a podium position. Guesty chasing down Skyjacker, but it's a lost cause because Skyjacker is so fast. And Silver Star trying to stay ahead of the Big Dan. And Big Dan would love that 5th place. I love that 5th place, I would. So Silver Star having to drive like an absolute lion. to stay ahead. And look at him, he can see Joker's not far ahead. If Joker's makes a mistake, Silverstar could finish 4th. But if wishes were horses, we will be eating steak. Horse steak. So Skyjacker goes in to lap 14, 12 and a half minutes into the race. Still a couple of laps to go, with Guesty just going into the first corner. Homesick Alien trying to catch up with the Guesty. 56.7 from the Alien last time around. Guesty at 57.4, losing a lot of time to the Alien. That's nearly, not quite a second, but it's on the healthier side. And Homesick really is pushing hard. He wants that second place. I think he can smell it. And Skyjacker safe in the lead. Down here we've got Jokers being caught by Silverstar. Jokers doing a 58.2 last time around, and Silverstar at 57.6. Big Dan at 57.6, matching each other. Harvey with a 59.0, but it is hard to keep up the pace when you've got no cars to follow. He's going faster this lap. And the rain didn't come, it just got dark and gloomy. And I don't think the Alien's going to catch Guesty. He gets the fastest lap of 56.3, which will annoy Skyjacker no end, I am sure. And Skyjacker liable to push it off. We're coming up to the final lap. The next lap will be the final lap, I believe. And yeah, if Skyjacker wants that fastest lap back, he could push this car beyond. And that will be healthy for Guesty and Homesick Alien. That's the tactics Homesick Alien plays. It's mind games. He knows Skyjacker. He knows his audience. And Skyjacker will want that fastest lap back. So here he goes on the chase. The win not good enough for Skyjacker. He wants it all. And he's through the first corner. Pretty fine. And Skyjacker confirming it did. He's purple. He's purple, ladies and gents. He wants it back. Skyjacker pushing hard. He's leading this race. It's the final lap. And he claims he doesn't like Max Verstappen, but he might be more alike to Max Verstappen than he would like to admit. Look at him. Calm down, Skyjacker. We've got this one in the bag. There's no need to risk anything. And Harvey has crossed the line in 7th place, and Skyjacker takes the checkered flag, but not the fastest lap, unfortunately. Guesty comes around for 2nd place, and he stays ahead of the Alien, and Homesick Alien with the fastest lap rounds out the podium. Take a boo, my son. Joker's in under threat, coming up to the line, but he stays ahead of Silverstar for 4th and Silverstar in 5th, and Big Dan grabs himself 6th place along the way. Wowzers. So Skyjacker with a win. How long's it been since he's won something? I mean, he began this season absolutely caning the wins, but as it's gone on... Oh, he's already bloody deleted the table, has he? No, he hasn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to cast aspersions. Skyjacker... Oh, I tell you what, it's been a couple of rounds. He didn't win anything in round 3, and he didn't win anything in round 4. Couple of third places on the podium. He got a win in BB Raceway at round 2. So yes, a long time since he's taken the top step in this championship. He's not talking to me now because I compared. Guesty, oh my God, come on, Homesick, get your car out the way. Oh, that's good. See, it is worth it sometimes. I know you think I'm mad flicking around, but then you get a nice shot like that. So Guesty got 2nd place for what? I'm going to spend about a second talking about him and then move on. So yeah, Guesty got 2nd. Great stuff. Well done. Homesick Alien got 3rd. I'm not going to do it. All right. Okay. I realise now it is pointless. I spend more time flicking between cars than I actually do talking about their position. So Homesick Alien in 3rd. Joker, see now normally I would flick that around to get it normal, to get closer to him, but No, not this. Not the new me. This is the new thingy. Joker's in 4th. Silver Star in 5th. Big Dan grabbed himself a lovely 6th, with Harvey in 7th. Skyjacker saying the Verstappen comparison was just mean. So congratulations to Skyjacker, a great win in this second race. And now the grid flips upside down. I'd like to take a moment to tell you a story. My life flipped upside down, and that's how I became something.
Last table purpose for you face blowing a kiss.
And then, so where are we? Why is race? Did we just watch race 3? I just went along. Was that race 3? Did you win race 3? Have I done them out of order? I didn't delete the last table. Honestly, I think I might have just... No, surely not. I'm more on the ball than that, aren't I? Oh, well, we'll see. I don't think so, because Jokers was on pole and Jokers was last in the first race. I think I'm all right. That just really confused me that race 3 was in a different position to race 2, and then thought, oh, did I just go along?
Right.
I am doing okay. Thank God. Thank you, Skyjacker. Oh, yeah, because it's a rolling start, the last race. Sometimes it's very difficult for me to think like other people think like. So, oh, mama... the skies have opened up, and Harvey bought himself a set of intermediate tyres because he's got them on. Big Dan, he's got a set of intermediates on. Silver Star, they've all broken the rules because it's a racing medium only. Silver Star, he's on intermediates. Joker starts 4th on intermediates. Homesick Alien, 5th. He's not called Homesick. I just needed that moment to think about it. Again. 5th, Homesick Alien. He's on intermediates. Guesty's 6th on intermediates. And Skyjacker 7th. He's also starting on intermediates. We're on a rolling start. 15 minutes. Third and final race. Soak it in, guys. Soak it in like a fine wine. Just let it just wash over you. And here we go then. How are these inters? I don't know. I never know how much grip there is on the inters. I drive really slow like a little ninny because I'm scared of the wet. And Harvey so far doing a super job. He's gone a little wide there, but he's survived. And Big Dan chasing him down with Silver Star on the way. It looks like it's rained and now it's drying up. Oh no, there is some windscreen wipers going. I apologise. So Homesick Alien in 4th place, ahead of Guesty. Someone's dropped back, is it? Jokers and Skyjacker all up and in. Jokers' business, who's lost the track. And Jokers, like me, doesn't know where the grip is when it's wet. Harvey then, slinging it in the Golf there. The Jack Daniels Golf sponsored livery, and Big Dan... Oh no, Harvey's run out of grip and Big Dan is there. Silver Star's doing very well in the wet with Homesick Alien coming through. Hello boys, coming through. Harvey somehow, even though going a little off the track at the final corner, is still in the lead of this race. Homesick Alien though, right up the inside of everyone, has nipped 2nd place. No, he hasn't, because Silver Star's still in the thick of the action. And Big Dan now gets his way past Homesick. No, he doesn't. They're side by side. Someone comes in like an absolute... Was it Guesty? Unbelievable, Guesty. Was it Guesty? Yeah, because Jokers is nowhere near him. So Guesty came in like a tornado. And talking about tornadoes, it's suddenly getting wetter. But Guesty come in like a wrecking ball. Miley Cyrus entrance. I think it was him. I'm going to blame him. He's not got damage on the front of his car, but it's probably happened long ago. Harvey's off. Harvey is off. The rain is going crazy out there. It's absolute deluge here at Red Bull Ring for the final race. Silver Star in 1st. Skyjacker, the cream has risen, and it's risen up to 2nd place as Skyjacker comes through. Big Dan in third, Harvey slipping down into fourth, Homesick Alien in fifth, side by side with the halves, and it's around the outside for Harvey. Can he make his stick? Yes, sir, but I think he went a little off track to get it. He probably should give the position back, but now Guesty's on site, and that makes things very muddled up for the Harvey. How do you give a position back that isn't there anymore? And Guesty, I thought, slid off the road then, but he didn't. He somehow stayed on, but they are sliding around. It's like a oiled up wrestling match with wet t-shirts. Silverstar then leads. Silverstar has got through. Silverstar, unbelievable stuff. Skyjacker struggling in the rain, and maybe his setup is more of a dry setup, less downforce, and he is now struggling because Big Dan is all up and in his interests. And Guesty now in fourth, Homesick Alien has been reset. That is ridiculous. We don't have resets on, by the way, in the settings. That's just Kaz. A sense of humour for you. Silverstar leads from Skyjacker. Big Dan in third. Guesty is fourth. Harvey now fifth, with Jokus in sixth place, and Homesick Alien playing major catch up in the wet. And I imagine he just thinks, what's the point? But Silverstar thinks there's a fine point to this race, and it's the point that he is leading, but Skyjacker is all there to be seen, and Big Dan as well. The top three divided by tenths of a second. Anything could happen. Guesty's lurking around the outside there, waiting to get in on the action when the inevitable happens, and these all take each other out. At the moment, the track is just still right for intermediate tyres. Skyjacker and Big Dan, no one got too nervous earlier with that deluge and nipped in to get wets, and it's lucky they didn't, because the track looks now to be drying up for the rest of this session, I reckon. Joker's then in it in fifth place. He's just taken the fastest lap, and that's why I think the track is drying. Harvey's gone for that wide line to see how it suits him, and the Homesick Alien is playing catch up. He's got a while to go yet, and he's also trying that wide line. Not as wide. Skyjacker back in the lead. I'm missing all the action here with Silverstar slipping back into second, and Skyjacker must have absolutely pelted it, because Big Dan wasn't that far behind him, but now he's a mile ahead of Silverstar, and Silverstar is ahead of Big Dan. So yeah, I don't think Silverstar made a mistake and went off there. I think Skyjacker tooketh that place, and his car's come to life now. I don't know, it's not even like the track's any drier than it was, but Skyjacker's car, he's finding the grip where he can. 105.3 there for Skyjacker. Silverstar a 106.8 in second place. Dan's a 106.5, and Guesty is upon him with a 104.3. Who's doing a 103.3 there from Homesick Alien? And he's already found his way past someone. I said his race was pretty lonely, although Joker's last lap was an absolute blinder. Not in a good way. Homesick Alien then a 103.3. Can he catch up the halves? Halves a 106.5, 3 seconds faster. He might just do it. We're only 6.5 minutes into this race. Skyjacker, meanwhile, leads the race, and it looks like Silverstar is in trouble now with Guesty and Big Dan. Oh, Skyjacker's had a big off. I saw him just sneaking back on the track just now as Silverstar brings his two buddies along, friends, and Guesty going for the move. Going for the move on a Big Dan, and Silverstar's right in the midst of it. And look at this. No one's rear-ended anyone. It's beautiful stuff. Oh, Guesty did, didn't he? Oh, we're blaming him because I didn't see who clearly did it. So Big Dan then has kept that third from Guesty. Guesty tried to have a go, and Skyjacker is having a moment. It looked like he was taking a weird line into that corner, and it looks like he's lost. Well, he's not lost time. He's faster than he has been, but it looked like he lost ground on the guys behind him. Everyone getting a little more confident on the drying track. Jesus. And Skyjacker then. Silverstar going for the move up the inside. This could be messy. Silverstar's got it. He's got it. Beautiful stuff. Silverstar. What a set of balls. Hey, they're golden and they're shiny. And they look great. He's just polished them up. And Skyjacker then down into second. Big Dan in third. And Guesty makes it a cluster. Harvey then in fifth place, trying to survive. He's just pulled out a 102.5. They're all starting to go a lot faster. A 101 from Homesick, Alien, and Joker's getting in the O2s as well. But it's Silverstar. Took the umpus in the corner, got the move done, but now Skyjacker's coming back at him. Skyjacker not to be outdone with a lovely thrust up the inside, and Silverstar, oh no, Guesty's having a sneak through as well, but Guesty's on the outside and he's going for a trip into the muck. And Guesty ploughing Red Bull, and Big Dan's side by side with Silverstar on the inside, and it's Big Dan through, and Silverstar, that was not a moment he'd want to remember. He was doing absolutely cracking, pulled a beautiful move on Skyjacker, and they all came back at him. Guesty in fourth, Harvey fifth, and Homesick Alien is there. I said he's got no chance in this race. He's out for the count, but look at him. He's coming back. Like Madonna. She's had loads of comebacks. It's the only way I've got. It's the first name I could think of. I don't know anyone recently who's had a comeback. Big Dan. Well, not him, but I was just saying Big Dan's in second. Silverstar. For me now, Big Dan just is a sound. I just make a sound. Big Dan. Big Dan. Big Dan. I should go back to Ensign Newark, shouldn't I? Big Dan. Say his name properly. It's just become a noise. And he really is closing in on Skyjacker and making a race for this. Big Dan wants a win. Big Dan. And Skyjacker. And I'm really, and I don't mean it in any kind of racial slur way, but it makes me think of when I order Indian food or something. Big Dan. So Skyjacker leads the way with Big Dan in second. Silverstar's going. No, Guesty's going for a move up the inside of Silverstar. Oh! Something terrible happened to Silverstar. I don't know what. On the brakes, bit of wet curbage. It was a bit of wet breakage on the curbs, and he sent his car straight into Barry R. And Halves gets through as well. How painful. Shame for Silverstar. He was on a good race. Skyjacker then leads. Big Dan is looking feisty in this race, and Big Dan might be going for it, with Guesty now up and into a podium position, and Homesick Alien in fourth, still scoring well. Harvey now up into fifth as Silverstar goes for a bit of ploughing himself, and he's got to watch out. No, Jokers as well, trying to plough. They must all be trying to plant something on that corner. Skyjacker's lost the car, and Skyjacker's gained the car. Unbelievable. Is he enticing Big Dan into some drifting? It's just a tease. I think Big Dan's gone cold turkey on the drift. He said that's enough drifting for me. I'm going to drive properly. And Skyjacker, whenever Big Dan's around him, seems to pull off a huge drift just to annoy Big Dan. I'm sure of it. Good save, Sky. Good save. It was a good drive. It was amazing. Guesty is just ahead of Homesick Alien, and Homesick Alien is absolutely flying in this race, and could well get a podium position before the end of the race. We're at 11.5 minutes, and every sector is purple for Homesick Alien all the way through this race. He's just been purpling it right away. Harvey in fifth place. Can he keep hold of this one? It looks like he's pretty safe, as Jokers and Silverstar still ploughing. They've taken up farmering. Their cars, their Golfs have gone agricultural. Agricultural machines back here. So Jokers and Silverstar playing Farming Simulator, with Skyjacker playing some serious winning, or planning some serious winning. Big Dan in second place, with Guesty rounding out that podium. But can Guesty keep it? A 101.3 for Guesty last time around. Homesick Alien a 101.1, only 0.2 faster. He's been making huge gains all the way through, but it looks like Guesty now is finding that grip, and Homesick Alien's magic powers are gonna just slowly slip away from him as the Harvey Warbanger is trying to bring it. Look at him, a 102.4. Anything happens up at the front and he is in there. Jokers and Silver Star still trying to outdo each other's ploughman skills. No, that's not fair. I haven't seen him go off. It was just because it was that once I saw them both going off. But at the moment, it looks like Jokers has just slightly got the edge on Silver Star as he comes up to do a 1:020. Silver Star managing on 1:02.4. Skyjacker then. He's got that fastest lap. He'll be happy. Everything's good in the world again. A dead on 1 minute 0.6. Big Dan a 1:01.2. And Guesty, he wants Big Dan to speed up. Guesty wants Big Dan either to get out of the way or get faster, because he's got a Homesick Alien bearing down on him. A 1 minute 0.94 Homesick Alien. And here we go then. We are coming up. I don't think this is the final lap. Whoa, Guesty grabbing a full-on sideways. It's just catching. I think if anyone goes near Big Dan, they just start drifting. Because Guesty on a huge drift through that final corner there, and he's closer to Big Dan. See, it's contagious. Drifting is contagious, but it's all right. Skyjacker then leads this race. I don't know if this is the final lap. They might just sneak in the line there. Someone might do. Guesty's going for a move on Big Dan. He wants second place in this race. Big Dan defends like a brick wall, and Homesick Alien is ready. He's ready. He's poised to pick something up in this race. A podium, maybe. Harvey is pretty safe, and he's had 3 lonely races. So I feel for Harvey. It's not always like that. Silver Star has done away with Jokers. Jokers miles away from Silver Star, so Jokers must have won the plough battle, but Silver Star gets the position. And here we go, 3 seconds on the clock. It's going to be tight. Some of these guys aren't going to go. No, Skyjacker crosses the line to take the win. Big Dan in second, Guesty in third. Take a boo, my son. And Homesick Alien was right upon him in fourth. Harvey brings it around for his third loneliest race, and gets himself 5th place as a Silver Star leaves Jokers in the kitty litter and comes home in 6th. There's Jokers just coming around the corner now, up to the checkered flag. Jokers 3rd in the championship, remember. He needs the points. Whoo-wee! God, I need to be rinsed down by something. Holy water after that one. My lord. So, in the chat, Ensign Ewart saying, morning thingy. Hi, Ensign. Lay in, is it? Hey, mate? Thought you'd have an extra hour in bed. Skyjacker saying, nutty racers. And Skyjacker saying, thank you, thingy. Great job. Is it, though? I don't get enough likes. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. So, Skyjacker takes the win, and will stay at the top of the championship, I am sure, with Homesick Alien falling. Well, yeah, I mean, he got up to 4th, but that's 2 races in 4th, with Skyjacker taking 2 wins. Look at that. Hasn't had a win for ages, and now he's had 2. Big Dan made made a fight of it, though, for Skyjacker. He worried him early on in the race, but as it dried out, Skyjacker managed to stretch his legs. Ensign Ewart saying, no, been at work over an hour already, lol. Oh, all right then, fair enough. Guesty, take a boo, my son, rounds out that podium. And Skyjack saying, like buses. Yeah. Homesick Alien in 4th, but he takes that fastest lap away from Skyjacker, which is going to irk him. 1 minute 0.6. 1 minute, Alien nowhere near. Can't cry over that one. Harvey in 5th place. And yes, it was lonely for him, unfortunately, but great racing. Silver Star in 6th. Had a lovely battle with Jocus. Had a little plough with Jocus. They did lots of things. And Jocus comes home in 7th, and he's going to have to be worried about that 3rd place in the championship. He needs a win next round. Jocus, nothing else will do. Right, that is it. So our streamathon, our stream marathon, that works, stream marathon is still on track. I've got to do a stream tomorrow. I've got a replay, but Thursday's stream is all about the alien, if he can share Tuesday night's race. So if there isn't a stream, I'm blaming Homesick Alien on Thursday, because that should be the 4C sprint trophy. Then Friday, it should, if Skyjacker shares the replays, we should have the Golfs on Friday morning. And that, see, it's like a house of cards, the stream marathon. It's all depending on all different cogs. Everything's got to work for this to work. You understand? Hit like and subscribe for the stream marathon. And don't forget about that giveaway I told you about earlier. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Neil Mblomi. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. It means so much to me. Skyjacker saying we always share replays with good lads. I'm still waiting for the Ford Focus ones. Anyway. What was I saying? Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. It's always a pleasure for you guys. I'd do anything. I was Neil Mblomi. We had a lovely time here. That's coy, Skyjacker says. Bloody coy. We've had a lovely time this evening. We've had 3 lovely races. It's been great. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have a glorious time until our next stream, which should be Formula 1, F1, at, hang on, let me see if I can remember. I only raced it. Nürburgring GP. So, yes, hopefully tomorrow morning you'll see those retro 80s style turbo Formula 1 cars going at it for 32 laps around the Nürburgring. Join us then. Set your alarm. Peace and love. Peace and love.